Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. A little bit of a long startup there. Realized at the last second that my water was not full, and so I had to go fetch some water. That's how that worked out. Hello, Kenneth. How are you? So, welcome to the live stream. Apparently, it's going to be a weird one, because I certainly feel like I've got some weird mental energy. You are acceptable. Kenneth is acceptable. I may not be. We will see. I've been doing so much coding lately, so much programming, and I didn't get good sleep last night. I'm guessing only 6 hours. And so between the mental effort that I've been making on the code and the fact that I haven't been sleeping well lately at all, we shall see. I've been up since 8 a.m. and it's we're getting started at 3 p.m. here, so I would expect a shorter live stream today. And possibly even one that just stops all of a sudden because I'm feeling it. I slept because I'm not feeling it, which is to say that I'm feeling, but the it is bad. I slept from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., so meh, says Kenneth. Well, good for you. My sleep has been surprisingly unrefreshing lately, which is a strange thing to say for someone who has ME/CFS. In this disease, unrefreshing sleep is like, top 3 symptom kind of thing. But generally, my sleep has been refreshing. Even with this disease, even in like the worst parts, worst times with it, when I wake up the next day from the horrors of the day previous, the morning tends to be like my best time, because the sleep actually has refreshed me. My new medication, low-dose aripiprazole, is definitely, it's given me a lot of dreams. There's a very vivid dreams going on, so I might just not be getting the same amount of rest in my sleep that I was previously due to this medication, which is otherwise doing very nice things for me, I would say. But there's definitely there's another edge, there's another side to this sword that I'm taking to my disease. Let's start opening Clustertuck, shall we? Start getting this thing open. So, the news, in terms of speedrunning, is that I downloaded and installed my mouse manufacturer's software, which I had not done until yesterday. For years I've been using this mouse, and for years I've been suffering this rainbow stripe fucking LED horse shit. The LEDs on the mouse, and they've just been, I don't need them. They're blinding me at various times. And yeah, I never even thought to download the software. I think it's because Logitech screwed me over. Logitech ships their shit with like a 300 meg download of a program if you want to change your mouse settings. It's the epitome of bloatware. It's bullshit. It's spyware. It's all of the toxic things. And it's the biggest manufacturer of computing peripherals that does it that way. And so, you get trained to think that it's all bullshit bloatware like that. And then the manufacturer of my mouse, which is a vertical mouse, and I highly recommend, if you don't know what that is, look into it, because it's what you should be using. It's what everybody should be using, so you don't end up damaging your hand and wrist over the years of twisting it in order to use a flat mouse. The manufacturer is named Zelotes. It's probably Zelotes is probably the best way that I could say it, so that you could spell it Zelotes. Zelotes. Zealotes. You know, zealots would be like, that's not right. No, Z-E-L-O-T-E-S. Z-E-L-O-T-E-S, yeah. So I went to their website and I looked, and they had just a 12 meg download. And I picked it up. And, you know, I've got my whole computer behind a firewall that won't let anything out that I don't say it's okay first. So, you know, no application gets installed and then sends out my information without me knowing it first, and I deny anything that doesn't make sense. You know, you want usage metrics? Well, too bad, because I don't know what else you might be trying to pull me for. So yeah, this software never even hit my firewall. It's not sending usage metrics. It's not reporting anything back. It's just software to configure the mouse. I was able to turn off the LEDs, and I was able to set my my mouse speeds. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the slowest speed. For years and years and years, there's 5 speeds that you can access by clicking a button on the mouse here, and you just roll through them. For all these years, I have had basically 2 usable ones, and then the other 3 were just ridiculous. You know, 10,000, where it would just fly across the screen. So I have now been able to configure them, each and every one of them, to be my taste. So this is the first one. And this is me just, you know, going back and forth with my wrist a normal amount. I'm not, like, trying to throw it back and forth. This is the second one. This is the third. Same amount every time. This is the fourth. And this is the fifth. Notice that they're all, like, pretty reasonable. And I use the second one. The second one gives me what I need here for control-wise and whatnot. Back in 2004, says Kenneth, you could buy a Logitech webcam that came with a CD full of software that did background images, face detection, face filters, and a tech demo with some camera-controlled games. On a single CD, the device came with actually useful software. My mouse comes with a mini CD. The reason, you know, part of the reason why I did this the other day was I found the box for this mouse, and I actually pulled out the manual and was trying to read the English, because it's definitely a Chinese manufacturer and it's definitely English. Yeah, it comes with a little micro CD, but I mean, I think I do have a CD drive, but it's just easier to download, and I don't want some old version from... So I went and downloaded the thing. But yeah, I was surprised. My mouse came with a CD here, too. And they packed this CD in just to give you 12 megs worth of software. Zelotes. Z-E-L-O-T-E-S. If they're still making things, might be worth looking into. I'll say this mouse, this is a vertical mouse, and it's supposed to be a gaming mouse. It's got a couple extra buttons on it, and it's got a thumbstick. Don't buy this mouse for the buttons or the thumbstick. I tried to set those with the software to be helpful in the speedrun here. Some people have set, you know, mouse buttons to E so that they can do pausing and do it a little bit faster. This mouse, like, the software does not push the key event reliably. If there's already a key event going on, then it just gets lost. So, like, if you're trying to do, you know, that's the concept here behind putting it, is E, you hit one and you hit the other, and so you go bada, instead of going tick, you go bada, and do everything a little bit faster. It will not work on this mouse, on any of the key bindings that exist on this mouse, which is fine. I just want a good vertical mouse with high, you know, with good mouse resolution. It also had motion detection auto recording, says Kenneth. Look at them now. Look at them now. I can't remember what the name of the software is. It's like... I think it's like a 4-letter thing, too. It's just, you know, one of those deals. So... Since we did the last live stream, I have moderated... because if you don't know, I'm the super moderator. I'm one of the super moderators for the Clustertuck speedrunning community on speedrun.com. I moderated a run by one of our other moderators named Cerastes, who will probably be here in chat. And I saw her routing for Ancient World in No Utility, No Pause Skips, and it's so much nicer than the other stuff. It looks so much nicer anyway. It looks a lot nicer, so I'm gonna give it a try. And it starts by coming out over here and just like skipping that whole corner that we've been struggling with. You know, there's 2 jumps to be hit where you gotta like lev and catch them correctly. And Sarah's method just comes through here like this. And this isn't exactly it. No, okay. But I'm figuring it out here. But I mean, it just skips that whole extra drop down here. And I don't know if there's some magic in, you know, the speed that she gets doing it, but seemed perfectly reasonable in terms of how much speed that she got out of it. She beat anything that I've been getting doing this, so might as well give it a try. Okay, yeah. So I'm using up too much of my lev, though. So that's probably the trick to this, is if you're gonna do it this way, then you gotta be protective of your lev. Okay. It's not bad, actually. That's the wrong routing there. It's through here. And then like that. That's how we've been doing that. And we come through... Well, that's not good. Come through here. Just try and get some speed. I didn't. And then we come into 6-4. And Sarah also had what I perceive to be a better route for this, if I can get it to work. And that is just... Instead of like this weird like turn your head far out to the right, try and like slow yourself down by diverting yourself, keep the speed but divert yourself, she just had like a little mouse bounce there, and was getting a 9-5 out with that. So I'm going to be playing with that today as well, and seeing if that'll work for me. And then here, same as always, same as ever. Have the mouse trigger a macro that hits your double tap. That's... I don't know, that sounds like I'm cheating at that point. There actually is on this mouse a setting for just like make it a double click, make it a triple click, continue to fire the mouse click. Like there are options on this thing that are pretty cheatsy, I would say. And I'm not going to be using any of that. Oh. This is why you're playing this out, is just to like warm up and remember what you're not supposed to do. But it's got some definite bullshizzle. I think that's my method. Well, that was a little late coming in. Could do that too, but that's a lot more like, there's a lot more hand movement going on in that. This, I'm hoping to not need to get the time that I'm looking for when we get here anyway, but I should be practiced on it. I don't know why I keep dying, like, once I'm already through the bars. I don't understand. I'm turning pretty fucking hard away from the wall. Three, 4, 7, 5. I thought auto-cockers were considered standard system configuration these days. Oh, Jesus, you know. In the speedrunning world with the... There's that keyboard that everybody was talking about for a minute. Because it's like... It presses down when you press up, or I don't know. But it was a cheater's keyboard, basically. Everybody was having a conversation, like it was even a conversation as to whether or not it was fair competition to use a keyboard that basically just turned auto hotkey into a hardware script instead of a software script. And of course, the real problem is that once that stuff exists out there, you know, people will be using it, and so suddenly the people who are the best players in the world are getting their asses handed to them by people who are pretty good at the game, but the main feature that they've added is not gameplay related. It's you know, cheating. but it's a blurred line, so that kind of thing. And so what that does is that ends up driving the people who are actually, you know, good at this stuff to feel like they need to compete against cheaters. Okay, that's dead. So, I'm liking what I did that last 6-1 there, which was a left strafe that lands out there. You know, we're going left right now. And then I bounce off of this guy and I go into a right strafe out. And then I land you. I gotta get on the outside though, I gotta get to the right when I'm coming out there. And I've been getting out with like a 17-6 consistently. And I'm not even doing it well yet, you know? So that's gonna be pretty good for me, I'd say. Ah, damn it. But yeah, I'm liking this method a lot. Takes out the, you know, instead of doing this twice, we have to do this once. Clap a truck while we're passing it and keep the speed with a lev. Ah, you fucking balls and shit, tits. But you do it once instead of twice, which is easier to accomplish. And then you just go straight out. And I really like this, that I can actually see where I'm going. That's cool. 17-7, and I wasn't even going fast. You know? That's what I'm saying. Okay. And then here, we're gonna try the new method also. Uh-oh. Never mind. I gotta invent a method. Yeah, we're dead. I used all my lev. I was going too fast, which is a problem. You gotta go here, and then you gotta go here, do a little pop, and then just keep going. Let me do this again, because I still haven't seen like a consistent 9-5 out of this. And that's what I'm looking for. I need it to be a sub 10. See, now that's the version that most people do. That's what we've been doing in practice. And that's a 9.7. Could also do, like, something like this. You get out of sync with all that, but then you come across this, like so. And there's a 9.8, but I think this is going to be more consistent. So it's kind of just get low, get fast. But Sarah's move was at the end here, just like that, and then keep going. And I liked it. I liked the way it looked. Doesn't seem to be delivering for me. I remember in one of the Doom games speedrun, they found out that in certain circumstances, you could super spam jump to get more jump height, and people with smooth scroll wheels would bind jump to mouse wheel down, and spin it like mad. They ended up fixing the inequality by producing a standardized script macro to do the jump trick. Yeah, that's definitely a technique that I've seen used in other speedruns too, where like you just have to run to something and then click on it, and so people will bind left click to middle mouse, or to the scroll, to mouse scroll, and then you can just kind of run at it and, you know, and pass your mouse over it while scrolling, and pretty much guaranteed to hit it in some way. It's definitely like some stuff that really is sort of gray line area stuff out there, where it's like, well, I mean, everybody's mouse has a mouse wheel. It's clever to do that. You know, I've configured Clustertuck here to hold down shift for me. It's in the settings of the game that you can just, I've bound sprint to W along with move forward. So, you know, there's some normalish stuff. There's some normal stuff, and then there's also some stuff. But when you're buying special hardware that basically does scripting to sit between you and the computer, that's, I don't know, that's, I'm immediately on the side of, yeah, I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think that's fair. You're turning a speedrun into a pay-to-win activity. Can you afford the special $200 bullshit, you know? And also, like, what is the skill in the speedrun in being able to, you know, buy fucking gear? There's a certain amount of, well, that's just the way it is in any sport with that kind of deal, though. You have to just acknowledge that people who've got the money can get the better equipment. You know, the guy who's not as good as the other guy but has a lot of cash can get himself the golf clubs that are, you know, gonna give him an extra 15 yards on his swing over the guy who has, you know, 15 yards on his swing, has those 15 yards on his swing. It allows somebody who's not as good to compete with someone who is good, and then if the person who's, you know, particularly good can't afford what the what the guy with the money's got, then, you know, it's a weird situation, isn't it? It's not skill-based anymore, and that's just the reality of sporting. Whether it's esports or anything else, there's gonna be a little bit of that in it. Not great, not bad. We're out in a 9.7. Oh, Jesus Christ, hell. I got an unintended nose grind there. Slows me down. one might be gold, though. Wow. Okay, gonna have to do the thing here. Fuck. Almost got through on the second one anyway. And on the third one, got completely through and then died to the wind, I guess, because, I don't know. Completely through. I don't know what I'm touching. Yeah, I don't know what... I guess it's that I've already died because I touched it a minute ago. I don't... You know, once I'm past the bars and I'm turned to the right, I don't know what it is that I'm dying on. Speedrunning is already pay to play. Gotta buy the game. Why shouldn't it be pay to win, too? This is satire. Well, and there's always going to be an aspect of that with, like, you know, you got a better monitor, you get more frames, you get a better GPU, people who have shitty hardware, and who remain competitive in the speedrun, like Sarah, are the ones to look out for. Imagine Cerastes had constant access to a 240 frame per second monitor with a GPU that— Jesus fucking Christ! With a GPU that could fucking do it. It isn't this fucking hard, okay? Just fucking do it! Thank you. Jesus Christ. Just pay off Carl Jops, then cheat. It's way easier. Is that what Dream did? Ready to get that video. Carl Jops made a very persuasive argument that Dream was, you know, almost certainly not cheating. That's what I'm riffing on there. Okay, now this is interesting. What if I right strafed across? I mean, I'm better left strafing, even if I've got to put it in the corner of my eye, and I'm a left strafer. It's in my blood. Shit. Is that hole on 610 frame rate sensitive? I don't think so. Oh, I'm doing it again. Went into the right strafe mode kinda automatically. And then left strafe out? That's weird. Doing it kind of the opposite of how I figured you'd do it. 17.4 though. Worked out pretty good. Hey, I'm showing green? It's crazy. That looks like a nice fast one. 9.5, yes it is. What am I doing? God damn it, you just threw away a good attempt. Get started. I'm just not starting the level correctly. That was 0.8 seconds ahead. You moron. So I'm still warming up. Really? This one's easier just because there's more setup time. Now I've said that, I won't get it for an hour, but... So, yeah, I at least went through it there. God damn it. My arm is very jittery right now, too. I'm sure you can see that. I'm just kind of trying to stretch it out and see what I can do. Ah, damn it. Oh, and then he just kept falling, didn't he? How am I supposed to do this? Like, it's a gimme. It's fucking free, but I lost it, and I have not been able to get it back. Just like that? That's fine, I guess, yeah. Alright. Oh, well, I guess, and then might as well finish it. Not with the splits on or anything, but might as well finish it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just hoping to not need 610. That's what I'm planning on. Because it's still pretty bad for me. Let's do it the way that you did it last time, which is a little bit wild, which is right strafe toward it. And then left strafe out. Uh-oh. God damn. It's a little bit tricky because of the not a lot of lev that you've got left with it when you get out here. Alright, so right strafe out. Gotta figure out, like, when to lev. I don't know what that means. Worked out okay. Okay. It's still a low 18. Damn. Yeah, I really like this 6-1 now. Oh, I did left strafe out. Yeah, that ain't... I spent 4 levs to get there, so that wasn't gonna really work out for me, I don't think. Right strafe out. Damn it. Curses. It's just you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so there's not a lot of good, like, visual helpers to be like, okay, when should I lev? What's gonna work out? Fuck! That's one of them that's real, huh? Okay, that was 4. So I got too low too early. 17.4 on that. It's insane. Not high enough. I can't believe that Carl Jobst lost the thing to Billy Cheater Mitchell. Isn't that what I heard? Did I hear right? Yeah, switch strafe, absolutely. So I'm gonna... I like it. Right strafe out, keeps everything in frame. Curses. It's been some time now, but... it's just... how do you... how? The man's entire reputation is that he's a cheater. And... you know, Carl's legal defense being partially, just in part, was the idea that, like, you have to have a reputation to destroy a reputation, and Billy's only reputation is as a fucking cheater. 17-2. I just would have expected that to, you know, that being part of the argument. That's all you need. Flip strafe, flop strafe, bi strafe, poly strafe, hetero strafe. I'm just gonna stick with switch strafe. We switching up, we flip mo. It's the greatest. Another 17-2. It ate my jump. You guys can hear my thumb. You know when I press the jump button. Should have been a pretty persuasive argument before any judge. You know, and it's not like defamation and stuff like that is really hard to prove, right? Because you have to prove intent, at least in America. If somebody's speaking about you like what they believe to be the case, and then you sue them over it, you get them into court, and they manage to prove that simply they believed it. It's usually, that's usually like, it's hard to, you can get some money out of it, but there's a big difference between what gets awarded one way or the other, I think. What happened to the controls overlay? It was on a different install of this operating system, and I haven't been bothered to install the OBS plugin for that. I had to install OBS plugins to get simple goddamn blur and simple goddamn 3D transforms. OBS is a very incomplete piece of software when you get it. And after the effort to get the basic things working again, I just didn't follow it up with more effort. Yeah. Oh, alright. Oh, you bitch tits. right strafe out. So part of this, I think, is bringing it out straight a little bit and then turning into it, so that you're not headed at these pillars. So if you come out of it from here, and you keep going straight-ish, and then you start turning to the right. I definitely haven't figured it out yet, but I know what I'm trying to do. Cool. Shit. Well, I got out. Shit! Fucking cocksucking, dick-licking dit fucker. Ah! This is a nothing level, and it's pissing me off because I'm trying to do, you know, a slightly what I think is better movement. If I stay to the right there, then it shouldn't be problematic. But I might as well just keep doing what I've been doing, which is that, because just trying to do this extra movement keeps stealing attempts from me. Like, that's what we're trying to do right there. It's 9-4 though, if I do nail it. I never seem to nail it. I always come in and, like, if you don't get the speed off of the first jump, then I don't know if you can get it. It is a windy day outside, and the wind is disturbing. Because I've got a small, very quiet fan next to me, blowing on my face, that I really need. My face is very hot right now for some reason. And the wind keeps, like, coming past in a way that creates that negative pressure. It just kills the fan's efficacy entirely. Best of luck getting all your ILPBs into one run. I'm going to try to catch up on crap sleep. We all need it, don't we? I'll see you next time, Kenneth. 1:30. We got 1:34, so there's 4 seconds. I don't need all my ILPBs. I have 4 seconds. And I only want 2. Only trying to save 2 seconds here. That is way too high. I'm gonna decide what I should do. Coming in at low like that seems to work. $17-1. Yes, it does seem to work. Okay, that was pretty good. 9-5. What I'm looking for. Well, that was bad. Lost some time here. Nope, nope. 1.4 seconds ahead. At one point there. And then this just didn't get started fast enough. Like, I came in and... I don't know. Character just didn't start to move. And so by the time I got up here, I was already fighting the trucks closing in a way that I couldn't necessarily do much about. Do I go past that pillar or in front of it? In front of it. Okay. Just reminding myself, as long as we're here, what it is that I want to do. Don't want to hit don't want to hit Lev until you're past. Okay. This is definitely our last day with Ancient. I'm not gonna keep grinding this one. After today, I've certainly gotten the kind of experience that you want for like the full game run. It has served its purpose in terms of practice. I'm just trying to get a respectable time out of it before I carry on my way. Shit. I don't need that jump. That's fine. So shall we talk about method resolution order in Python? I'm at a point with my code where I'm like going back to the matrices with some stuff and having to sort of reinvent the wheel and reconsider decisions that I made long ago, and looking at whether or not I should be using mix-ins instead of hierarchy. And what I have decided on, without a doubt, is that multiple inheritance is brittle. In general, multiple inheritance is a bad idea. If you can avoid it, don't do it. Don't build your application on the idea of, oh, well, we'll use multiple inheritance, we'll use mix-ins, and rely on method resolution order. You don't want to do that. Is what I'm learning. I hadn't really been familiar with mix-ins until I started on this one. This could be sub 17 here. Yep. Wow. Fuck. For the uninformed, a mix-in is, it's a child class that is intended to be sort of tacked on to another class. You do multiple inheritance, so you combine two classes at once, and a mix-in is a combiner class that's supposed to, you know, bring in variables and methods and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, as like a method for structuring your code, I guess, it could be fine. I think there's better, clearer, less, you know, like, I'm just trying to be hip to be square kind of ways to organize your code. But I could see that it's a fine way to go. There's another sub 17. That it could be a fine way to go anyway. Should I go back to... I think you need to be doing this. You need to be doing the boost there. And then you just need to figure it out a little bit. On the fly, do it right. Multiple inheritance in general is brittle. And here's the, like, fundamental problem that multiple inheritance is gonna have, is likely to have anyway. And that is that if you are trying to work, you know, you're working with multiple inheritance, then you're probably working with hierarchical, you know, class structures and stuff like that. So at some point, you're gonna want to do a super on some piece of your code that happens to be part of the, you know, one of these mix-in structures. And then you're going to have a method resolution order headache. You're going to have an MRO problem. MRO is the idea of when you put several different you put several different classes together that way in multiple inheritance, like who's supposed to lead. In the instance that two of the classes have functions, aka methods, that both have the same name, which one of them should be, you know, carried over? Which one of them should we actually use? And so Python is very simple with that and says, well, we're just going to use whichever one you listed first, in terms of, like, which child, which sibling, we could say, sibling class in the multiple inheritance, which one did you list first? And that one will take priority. Simple. Not at all difficult to understand, but the problem is going to be that you're going to want to super, you're going to want to do something where you override a function at some point, and when you do that, which one comes first now? Okay, wow, I thought I was dead there. Surprised that I got through. That was bad. It's a 10-second clear. Yeah, 9-9 anyway. That was pretty good, though. Oh, shit. Well, now I'm out of, a little bit of lev that I usually have. Let's hope it's okay. That's not at all what we want to be doing. Ah! It's looking pretty good, and we got all this green now. I'm feeling better about this stuff. So what comes first? If you want to override a function that's in one of those classes, well, MRO is going to prefer the first function that's listed. So if you want to override a function, then you'd actually have to have the first child, the one that has the super, the one that's going to do the override has to be first, and then it has to, because it's going to try and override the other function. But then the problem is the other function, if it comes later in the method resolution order, if it comes later down the list of your multiple inheritance chain, it doesn't exist when you first initialize it. So if that code gets called as you're initializing it, if it's in the init, it's going to be a problem. And this is why I'd say that it's brittle, okay? Just avoid multiple inheritance in general. Not because you can't make it work, not because it's too complicated, but because you're gonna get to a point in your code where you want something else, and you're making a little change, and then the entire structure of everything that you've done is going to have to be ripped out from the ground up or something like that. Which is not the situation that I'm in. But I'm just looking at it and I'm considering, like, I was thinking about, maybe I should make everything into a mix-in here. And the more that I thought about it, the more I talked myself out of it. Because the little bit of multiple inheritance that I already do in this library that I'm writing in Python has been, you know, a headache. It's a mess. It's a bitch. And I get to a certain point and I'm like, oh, I need that to do that, and I need that to come first, and okay, well, I guess I'll change things around. And then I try and flip things around, and I'm thinking, like, probably the MRO doesn't matter. And it turns out, yeah, actually it does. matters here, matters in this spot, in that spot, something. There's always a place. It's like none of your code works if you flip these two anymore, and you'd have to like reimagine the whole fucking wheel, and that's why I say it's brittle. Just don't fuck with multiple inheritance if you can avoid it. I need to stop spending so much lev back here. I can boost twice on the way out and not be a problem. Twice up here, as needed, and then 3 times for the landing. So twice here, and then 1, 2, 3. I can throw one in as if I need it. And that was slow. And a time loss, so the method didn't even really help us there. And I'm not happy that I keep getting stopped here. I know that if I do it like this way, I've got a lot more consistency there. That's a 7.8 though. And there's time to be saved by doing it this way, which is lev boost. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the problem, is that I'm going too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's harder to catch it. So I'm like over top it. And that one wasn't particularly good. It slowed me down. But I just feel that like a 7.8, it can be a 7.5. So I think I gotta do it this other way. Hello, Dangyan. No, that's not correct, but that's how we say it around here, right? I'm okay to say it that way. So what I guess I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this.
You all know exactly who I am.
I'm just gonna adjust my pattern.
Say my name.
I did, Danyan. Let's make sure. Are you already a VIP? You weren't? You are now a VIP of the channel. That's what that button does. Danyan just joined the VIP club. Okay, I've got a plan for 6.2, and it is going to lev boost. And then the thing is, I just gotta like space out my my lev buffers a little bit. Yeah, that's not how I want to be doing that. It's still a sub 18, so lev, and then That's how you do that. To come in with a sub 7.5. Is that fast? Yes, it is. Sub 9.5. And that was pretty quick. Okay, that wasn't great, but it'll do. Now we can lose it here for once. Ah ha ha ha! Hello, Poupul Café du Touquet. Do you like what Newsom is doing lately? I don't. Is that... He's a singer, right? Randy Newsom? He makes salad dressings, right? Newsom's own? I don't follow any politics. I find out about the ways that the world is on fire through you guys, and you know, I don't need them. I don't need like the modern I don't need the of the hour shit. Because the oldies are still playing on my radio, you know? Nothing's gotten particularly better for the past 30 years. I'm listening to, I was just saying to my friend Greg, in an email, that, you know, I listened to these songs that I wrote so long ago, and they are all as relevant today as they were then, and you know, it simultaneously makes me smile, and also is like, fuck! But so yeah, I don't necessarily need the, need to know the hot take of the moment, because nobody's done anything to fix what was wrong 20 years ago. Okay, so it's a good way of doing it. Seems pretty stable, repeatable. Oh shoot. Ah ha ha. I kinda looked over to chat. He is mocking Trump by tweeting full caps and using his idiotic way of talking, and it pisses off Trump so much. Oh really? I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. That's definitely a, like, the things that I do need to hear about are, like, you know, there's a tsunami coming into Polynesia, you know, that kind of news that I don't follow. But that's exactly why, you know, that's the kind of stuff that made me just stop. Like, there's no reason to pay attention on a day-to-day basis. You know, it's all the president's new clothes kind of thing. Like, you're naked. What are you doing? I got off of Twitter completely, you know, like, I'm still there, the account is still there, but I don't log in, I don't do anything, I don't check nothing. That's not how we want to be doing that either, but whatever. It's a little bit too high, but we're fine, and we're out in a sub 7.5, which is what I'm trying to do there. That seemed good. Sub 10 would be a lot faster than sub 10 though. Wow. It's close to taking my head off. Very nice. Nope! Fuck! It's all gone. I'll tell you, that little, like, that wasn't a choke. That was like, I cannot fucking find the movement there. It's free movement, and I lost it, and I just can't find it again. Oh.
Run faster, jump higher.
I can't believe I got the 610. It's not even the way that I'm practiced on doing 610. Which is why it was a 4 instead of a 3.5, because I was so far back of where I expect to be. Thank you, thank you. So we're down to 133.5. And we lost.
Now run, 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 jump. I can be your backpack while you run. Run, 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 jump. Now breathe.
We lost half a second to a ridiculous ass 6.8. Should I throw a marker there? I guess I'll add a marker to the live stream. But I keep, like, I come in here and I just I need to, like, lev at some point, but I can't find it anymore. Like, how about if I just lev up here, and then just run? And then, yeah, die immediately to it. That's a good idea. Like that. Like that. That's how I want to do it. I think. Okay, yeah. That would be beautiful. On a good run. Can't wait for that to happen. Okay. And we got ourselves a new PB there. And I used a bunch of, you know, the new methods, a bunch of really good methods that I like. That could be what we walk away with. Ah, what the fucking... I hate that one. That's the stupidest fucking sock catch that they ever give you. One where you're like way above it, but somehow it's like, I think somehow. That's not a sock catch. That's the cock catch. Okay, cocksatch. It's the cock satchel. The cock catch. Because the only way that there was any part of my body that could have possibly gotten caught up on that truck was the boober hanging down on the old 18-inch salami. It's one thing when you're coming in low and, alright, well, I thought I was high enough, but that sometimes you're just coming in like high and the game's like, I don't know. I don't know. Were you high? Okay, that slowed me down a bunch, so that ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it at all. It's a big time loss I'm not gonna take, is what that is. Shit. Damn it. Shit. Well, shit. How long have we been here? Just a little over an hour. Wow, yeah. My energy for Clustertuck is far less than what it is for most of the other things that we do. I mean, that's fair enough, right? This is serious-ass speedrunning. Probably shouldn't be able to go for 6 hours here. Should be surprised at what I managed to do with that Rocket Boots game for all them days. That is not how we want to do that, Juan. You keep doing it that way. Yeah, that was doomed from the beginning. I should demand a 17.5 or lower out of this. 17.5 should be my highest, like, acceptable number. Because we know we can do very well here. 17.0 and stuff. There we go. It's not bad. Oh yeah, that's very not bad, huh? Ooh. That was very, very close to being very, very good. Lovely little golds. Looking for my sum of best to dip below 130 here, I guess. That said, what are we really running against? UDM 14. Recommend this if you're going to keep using Google. I'm actually just using DuckDuckGo at this point. But if you're going to use Google, might as well be UDM 14. I don't use the website to get to it. You change some settings in Chrome, and you can make it so that every time you go to Google, it puts this code at the end of it. You can get the no AI, no advertising, like at least significantly less. I don't know. It's a lot better. It's just like old Google is what it is. So what are we running against? Ancient World. No utility, no pause skips, and 130, which is what my sum of best is right now, would get me third. 132 would be, I've already got a 133.5, and all things considered, I'd be happy to walk away with that, considering how hard this stuff is in NU-NPS, but I would like to see a 132. Okay, just don't give me a jump then. Cool. I nailed that too. I started out fast, I kept the speed, came across that thing like perfectly flat. That one wasn't as good, so I'm allowed to have it. Ah, I screwed that up. Didn't actually trust my timing that I've already figured out and I know works. For some reason I questioned it. Ooh. Yeah, baby. 17-1. Okay. I fucked it up again. You gotta trust the timing. It's 1, 2, 1, 2. Just like that. Do that every time and it'll work out. I keep trying to judge it by eye or something, feeling like there's something that needs to be done. More than just trust it. Like it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, just ate my jump there. It's gonna happen sometimes when you're coming in at that kind of an angle. One, two, 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, with the 9-5. Oh! Sock catch. Sock grind is what that one was. Now I gotta push harder to try and catch every little second I can. Including that, like not doing the levitation there. That's why I didn't do a mid-air lev, because I'm pretty sure we golded. in our splits on that one, so if I'm in the red at that point, then it's all or nothing. Ooh. Gonna grab a drink, I think. I'm going to plan to have our live stream break at the 90-minute mark instead of the 2-hour. Which is about 10 minutes up. Okay, I wasted a little bit extra lev. Which means I would need some kind of nose grinding thing that I didn't have. Yeah, stole this movement from Sarah, and I love it. I love that opening movement. 1, 2, 1, 2. Every time. Oh! I'm 1 second, full second of 0.9. But basically 1 full second ahead. And you just decide I'm dead, huh? You prick. You prick. I don't always have to count it out loud. But I was absolutely counting it in my head. Shit. That's why you do the little pop. Instead, I had too much speed, and I couldn't slow it down. I could not go slower in my speed. I was moving too fast in my speed run. Nice 17-1. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And a 9-6 out of that, not bad. Ooh, love that. Uh-oh. Okay, we're still going anyway. Oh, cool. It ate my jump. It ate my fucking jump. Because I leved at the moment of contact, trying to turn it into a little boost, and it just swallowed my fucking jump. This is one of the super fast ones. It can be a lot faster. It was really good movement up to that point that I said that, anyway. Forgot to do the little pop there. And it didn't matter, still got the 9.95 out of it. Ooh. Yes, baby. Wow, straight sixes, huh? The whole way. Nice. Okay, I fucked it up. Yep. Didn't have the speed to finish before the thing turned into me. This fucking level! I'm so fucking sick of it, it's gimme! It's a fucking gimme, just do it! It's free! It's 9.5 every time. God damn it. I should never fucking miss this level. It's just land something up here and take a jump and go out left. That's it. Okay? Some speed, go all the way to the front trucks. Fuck it. Use all your lev up. Yeah, actually, use all your lev up. Look at that, 9.3 instead of 9.5. Go all the way to the front trucks here. Boom. 9.3. Well, I discovered a way to save 0.2 of a second for having put so much blood and wasted time into fucking 6.8. That's the truck I'm aiming for from now on. 9.0. Oh my god. There's so much time to be saved now that I know what I need to do there. Oh, I clipped a corner as I was passing. So it would have been sub 17 probably. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's still a little bit high. I was waiting for it to, you know, not work for me once. Wow, you gotta pay attention, buddy. We about there? We are there. Oh no, we're not there. Alright, we got another 5 minutes before we hit the 90-minute mark and we'll have our live stream break. What are you doing? We don't do that anymore. Look at this. Right strafe out. Turn hard. Get on the outside. We'll have one more time. There's a slow one. Wow, there's a lot of time to be saved on that 6-1. Apparently my PB one was pretty naff for me to be getting that at 17.5. Fly my flag at half staff. Drink my lemonade from a carafe. To the party, ride a giraffe. I don't know. Bars. Come on! I just wanted to go straight out because I felt like I was going a million miles an hour there. I didn't even need to get on the outside. Apparently I did. It's a sub 17, and then this came in and just lost it. If I go sub 17, I save a second out of 6-1. Wow. Shit. Yeah, I need that live stream break. I start missing the first 3 jumps. Need a little bit of time away. Yeah. Oh, and we're dead on time for it too, so let's have our live stream break. I would like to shuffle my playlist here, because we've been pretty much through the whole damn thing. But I need to figure out where that button would be. And apparently it's not in the right-click menu, AIMP. Why wouldn't it be in the right-click menu? Seems pretty fucking standard. That everything's gotta be a shiny fucking button of its own, doesn't it? It's gotta be in here. It's gotta be... I'm not gonna not find it again. So... Queue manager, add to queue, remove from queue from beginning, file info, file location, play in music library, copy selected files to clipboard, user rating, insert after playing, send to, send to other playlist, remove selected files, delete. It is not in that list. Okay, what about this button? Show current release, clear selection, doesn't look like it's in this one. Reload tags, save track list. All enabled, no. What about you? Sort by, randomize. There's also Shift U. Okay. I've randomized our playlist, and right at the top is one of my oldest little compositions. So as we go to the live stream break, be listening to me on the keyboard. Yeah, I can play the piano too. Noodling around, very early thing. My idea here was that this was supposed to have the vibe of Underground Mario. Meet me back here in 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Pawn. Not out.
to be lifelike, now it's more like showbiz. I wake up in the night and I don't know where the bathroom is, and I don't know what town I'm in, what sky that I'm under, and I wake up in the darkness. I don't have the will anymore to wonder. Everyone is a skeleton in a closet to keep it in. You're mine. Every song has a you that the singer sings to, and you're it this time, baby, you're it this time. When I need to wipe my face, I use the back of my hand. I like to take up space just because I can, and I use my dress to wipe up my drink. You know, I care less and less what people think. And you are so lame, you always disappoint me. It's kind of like a running joke, it's really not funny, and I just want you to live up to the image of you I create. I see you and I'm so unsatisfied, I see you and I dilate. So I'll walk the plank, yeah, I'll jump with a smile. If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna do it with style. You won't see me surrender, you won't hear me confess, 'cause you've left me with nothing, but I've worked with less. And I learn every room, just long enough to make it to the door, and then I hear it click shut behind me. And every key works differently, and I forget every time. Forgetting defines me, forgetting defines me, yeah. And when I say you suck my brain out, the English translation is I am in love with you, and it is no fun, but I don't use words like love, so it's like that, don't matter, but don't look so offended. You know you should be flattered. And I wake up in the night in some big hotel bed, my hands grope for the light, my hands grope for my head, and the world is my oyster, the road is my home, and I know that I'm better, I'm better, I'm better off.
Boom, 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 little fish, 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 the little fish, the little fish, 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 the little fish, little fish, little fish. Oh, little fish. Oh, little fish. Oh, little fish.
Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn livestream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. Bitch. We're back, and we're cluster trucking, and Kevin is upshutting. Cluster trucking, I said. And we're speed running, and I've picked up a new PB here today. We're down to 133.5 seconds. on this Ancient World run, and I can pick up almost a full second out of Ancient World, and that's without even getting like a super low 6-1 time. You know, Sarah in her latest submission to this category starts 6-1 with a 16.5. And I'm borrowing her general routing here, but I'm not trying to meet and match it exactly or anything like that. In fact, I've adapted it with my little, like, strafe turning that I'm doing here. I don't think that that's necessarily how she goes about it, but I don't know. I have to look again to be sure. But yeah, when I come out of here with a 16.9, we're saving 0.9 seconds over this PB. Out of the gate. First world, 0.9 seconds to save. Shit. I wasn't going to run on it anyway. Didn't expect to not hit the goal, but I wasn't going to run on it, obviously. Okay. Listen, we had our live stream break, so there's no more excuse. We're not getting the easy stuff. Get on the outside, and I didn't. Son of a fuck tit shits. Yeah, I let myself get way too low there. Honestly, at this particular moment, I could talk myself into just taking the 133.5 and walking away. I know if I stick with this, I can get down into the 132 range. But this is not a good day for trying to force anything from me. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice 7-4 there. I can feel like my ears burning and stuff like that. And thinking maybe it's a chill day, you know? A live stream chill day. 9-7, not great. I want a 9-5 out of there. We got so much to save if we can get to 6-8. Oh god, I fucked it. This is the gateway to 6-8, so good luck. Then we're just going for the last one out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, god damn it! All that fucking practice of figuring shit out, and the fucking truck manages to jump up and stop me in mid-fucking air. This fucking level. It's a good excuse for walking away. This fucking nothing-ass level. It just keeps taking shit from me. Just managing to fucking pick my pocket, and I know that it's doing it. I know that it wants to. And if I give it a chance, it's going to. And I'm watching it as it's fucking doing it. There's your 9-3, but we can make a 9-0 out of here. You know, if I could finish the fucking level anyway. What if I just did it from back here? And said, fuck it, give me a safe route. That's a 9-3. Just give me that one. I've got all the lev in the world to finish it out. Between a 9.3 and a 9.5, that would still be good. God. Fucking 6. And I said, all we gotta do is get to 6.8. We got a lot of time that we can save right there. Listen to this asshole. And you see, that's why I'm right there. What just happened is why I'm thinking about just quitting right now on Ancient. Because all this shit right here, I can't get the first 3 jumps, and my face is weirdly hot, my ears are burning and stuff like that, and it's, we only been here for an hour and 45 minutes, and I just came back from a live stream break, and like, if I can't keep my wits about me for the first couple of seconds of the level, that's not a good indicator. One, two, 1, 2. That was not as good as it usually is. I'm just happy we're not dead. Alright, whatever. 10-second clear. No, 9-7, alright. I like that my... oh, that was shit, now is fast too. When I'm like, that was bad. And it's like, oh. It's still quite a bit faster than what you expected. Uh-oh. That was, yeah. Just didn't get any kind of a jump out of it. Supposed to do something. That wouldn't be good either, but at least it would be something. And here's this son of a bitch. Hey, see? What did I say about there's a whole bunch of time to be saved? Oh, that looked good too. Didn't it? Looked like I was getting through there. Ooh, look at that summer best. 1 minute 29.99. Maybe I take that. I call that my my success of the day. I mean, you can clearly see that if we keep going, I will get it. I will get what I'm here for. But I feel like I would do better to not push myself. Didn't get a lot of sleep. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling weird. Actually, no. I could do this now, couldn't I? I've got this. Yeah. I'm feeling weird.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.
Yeah. Not necessarily live stream ending immediately. But maybe I am. I need something that we can do that is less strenuous than Clustertuck. And honestly, I'm feeling like this is going to be a very short live stream. I don't think we're going to like play another game or do another thing. We could pop open Islanders. I don't think so. Islanders would be 4 hours long. And I got this, you know what it is. You know that tired face that I didn't get enough sleep. My whole face is on fire. Kind of feeling. And it's killing me. So all I can do for you here is, we can look at my code because I'm obsessed with my code. look at the current state of my code. So meet me over here in the real world. And get me open some PyCharm. Just installed Blender, by the way, on this new install here. You know, I haven't had any reason to do any 3D modeling. Yesterday, I finally started to, like, hold myself accountable to have a good work ethic. Wait, that was a fake desktop, says Neural? This one? Absolutely. Wait. Yeah, that's the fake one. And then here's the real one during the live stream. Thought that was real. That was cool. That's what I'm going for. I'm trying to fool some people. You look closely next time. You thought it was real. You look very, very closely next time at like all the things that are on screen, because there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in there, and I actually change up everything that's in it. Not everything. I change up little pieces of it every single live stream. Little changes I make. See who catches on to the subtle stuff. What? Get rid of your goddamn bookmarks. So, coming back over to my code here. First, I'll just show you what we've got. So at this point in my project to make TK enter not suck, we have this. I have basic scroll bar working again. That's the big news, is that I've got, you know, a basic drawable and containable area kind of a thing going on there with scroll bars. This is a very interesting... There's a very interesting little bug. In fact, I'll show you this. It's not a bug, it's just... I don't think it should work this way. Another, like, oh, TK enter and TK in general and the photo image class. Oh, wow. What a... You really did something, didn't you? You really did something. I'm going to go over here to the code that actually spawns this stuff. And let's see if we can't find the spot. I think it's this one. And like the actual file. Sometimes this fucking IDE finds the files and sometimes it doesn't when you're doing that, so I guess I just gotta go find it myself. It's scroll trough 48. So just do that. And there. Close you back down. Start it back up. And so we've got now this transparent image back here. Is it still transparent though? Let's see. I think it's gonna give us the same issue that it's been given. So we got this transparent issue back here, or image back here, that's like a bunch of thin slats going horizontal. And when I drag this over here, my benchmarking down in the lower left there tells us how fast it's drawing each frame, averaged over 100 frames. So I drag it back and forth a little bit like this, and we see that we're working at around 72 10,000ths of a second, I believe is what that is. Then we take this one and we do the same thing. And look at this. Same everything. Same, this is a... You know, this is the same handle as this, in terms of like the classes, the code that it's running on. It's all running on the same thing, but dragging it across here, look at that. It goes from 7 10,000ths of a second to 2,000ths of a second. More than 2,000ths of a second. That is 3 times slower in rendering this. It's still much faster than we'll ever need in the software, kind of a thing. But huge fall. And what I found out is that it's actually the image itself. It's actually TK. It's the photo image class, in fact. It's not TK. It's a photo image class. I don't know if that's part of TK or just part of TK enter for Python. But I think it's just part of TK enter. But the photo image class is faster drawing transparency horizontally than vertically. So there's literally nothing... Well, there is something that I can do about that in certain instances. And that is I can make this opaque. I can pre-compute the transparency down to a flat thing, and then cache that, and then draw it that way. but only in certain circumstances, you know. Only when there's when it's using the background color underneath the transparency. But that's just crazy to me that that there would be such a difference in drawing a transparent pixel, whether you're drawing it from left to right or up to down. And I understand why. Change the width of the box to a square. I've already done that. I already did that in testing to prove that it actually is this. In fact, it was in, like, I got another file here, but I've probably already ripped it apart since then. Maybe it was just scroll test. If I start up scroll test, yeah, it's you know, I'm making so many changes to the code, but yeah, I've already done that. And I've even taken it back to like the simplest possible form, so it doesn't have anything else going on. It is absolutely this. This is the problem. Let me close you down, and then start sample one back up again so that this matches that. And I understand why. I just don't think that I don't think that it's like that they've done this particularly well if you've got a 3 times slower result. So here's why. This is my assumption of why this would work this way. I'm guessing the photo image class, when it sees that it's got a full transparency, I'm pretty sure that photo image stores transparency just as a 0. I think all the other pixels that have a color to them are actually stored as a hex value, as RGB, and I don't even know if the photo image class supports like partial transparency or if it just supports full transparency versus, I don't know. I haven't messed with it. But I believe, I'm under the impression that in the code, a transparent pixel is just 0. Whereas the rest of it is all, you know, hex values, RGB, it's something that describes a color. And so what I think is happening is that whenever it sees that it's got a transparent pixel, it stops right there, stops doing any copying, any writing, and it just reads. And it reads until it reaches a pixel that isn't 0. So it would be just a falsy test. If pixel. You don't even have to say if pixel is not none. You can just say if pixel, because everything else will be a color, it'll be a value, but transparency will be 0. So when it finds a transparency, it just reads, and then it reads all that into memory, and it copies it in one burst. Copy the whole bar in one burst over. And that means that when you do something like this, you turn the same image to the left and go across it, well then it's only got like a 2 pixel burst and then another, or maybe it's 4, I don't know what's between there. But it has to do a lot more start and stop copy operations. And that seems clever on the surface, but I just feel like it's a fundamentally bad, it's a duct tape rigged kind of way of doing transparency if at the end of the day, the orientation matters that much to how fast it's going to read a goddamn image. It's crazy. You know, you should be able to expect from a formula, from a method of reading an image in, that if you have the same number of transparent pixels and you rotate them 90 degrees, it should take about the same amount of time to decode them. And I would imagine that in a real image format like PNG and GIF and others like that, that is true. But I was astonished to go hunting this bug. Like, why the hell is this scroll bar 3 times slower than that scroll bar? They're the exact same scroll bar, just in different orientations. Is it because of my filter class that turns the images? Is it this? Is it that? And at the end of the day, what I discovered was, no, that's just how photo image works in TK Enter. It's just one of the thousands of things in TK and TK Enter and this whole system that I'm trying to fix and make usable that just blows me away. Like, wow, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That's how that works. I just keep having that experience over and over again. Here's one that you can see on screen right now. Check it out. So this is a label, and I've given it a blue background color, and I've given the labels 10 pixel padding on the Y and on the X. And you might notice that the padding just keeps on fucking going on the right side. It turns out TK Enter basically cannot fulfill on the promise of pad X in any situation except for when you give it a width. If you give it the object a width, then it'll do it. But it makes no effort whatsoever to find the edge of the container that it's in, and it doesn't matter what you do, whether you place it, pack it, or grid it. As far as I can tell anyway. I tested grid, I tested place, I try not to fuck around with pack. Trying to be a little bit, more definite than pack. Pack is kind of a guessing game as to what's going to happen. Grid, which is a method of placing things that you actually put it on a table. You define the rows and you define the columns. Grid, you would expect when something is in a cell that it would stop at the edge of that cell, right? Not in TK Enter. Not in TK. So, yeah, the basic promise of padding on a widget is not fulfilled by this library. You can get it on the top, you can get it on the bottom, you can get it on the left, but if it's in an expanding environment, if it's an expandable thing, the right side just isn't going to work. That's one of the many things that I've just been like, holy shit, for real though? But yeah, I've got the scrolling. Here's where I am right now in the code. Okay, it's all about the scroll bars right now. Everything's about scrolling. Look closely at when I move this back and forth. Do you see the red box stretching as I move it? Doesn't it look like it's... And you might be like, oh, it's an optical illusion. It just looks that way. But in fact, that's why I was using, one of these before where it's just a blank thing. See how it stretches? This is a fundamental flaw in TK, which is the underlying graphical user interface system that TK Enter links us to through Python, that has been there since 1991. I don't know how long it's been there. It's been left there for 30 years. But this is bad, dirty rectangle tracking. So it's only trying to redraw what it has to, right? So what you do is you keep track of like what rectangular area has changed, and then you just redraw that area, and that's what's going on here. But the rectangle is being calculated late. I think it's like one frame behind the truth. And so when you move something quickly, it actually stretches when it's in this mode. A background color object, it looks like it stretches because that vertical line isn't being redrawn. Same thing on this, if I do that, but it's more distracting because all this is moving, so it's kind of hard to see. But you can see it happening. So the solution to that I have found, and I found it in 2019, back when I first started this thing. I found it in the forums, and I'm talking about like news groups from 1990 something, where the core developer was answering questions and stuff like that. The solution to this, if I go over to scrollable over here, and I change this to self.inner. Okay, we're going to get a bunch of errors down here. But now what's happened is these objects are now on a canvas back here that I have custom made in order to make it actually work. See how there's no going on anymore? There's no... It just goes back and forth, and it's not red anymore, and we're getting a whole bunch of errors and stuff. It's because we're not set up to actually do it this way as of right this second. But here's the magic. Here's what the difference is. Over here in windowing, and go down here. This is a canvassable. I wrote this class. A canvassable is a tk.text window that's been configured to eliminate all of its text features and provide us with a clean canvas. This is necessary because tkenter's tk.canvas does not track and update its dirty redraw rectangles correctly. The issue of slow/wrong redraws was solved in the text widget, but nowhere else, and was left in this state for 30 years. So we use TK text as a render canvas. So, all this is a TK text, which is an area that you would usually type text into. It's a text thing that has a configuration where we set the BD to 0 and the pad X and the pad Y and the state to disabled, and the cursor is just a normal arrow instead of, like, right now you see what my mouse is. If I go over here, it's an arrow. If I go over here, it's a, whatever you call that, an eye. This just changes all of the things that usually happen over a text window so that they're the same as normal. And then we configure the background to be equal to any color that happened to be passed in as BG. Background, BG stands for background color. Also, background stands for background color in tkenter, which is pretty awful, that you've got multiple access points for the same value, you know. I understand why they did it. Some people were used to BG from TK and they want to use background. I understand why you did it, but you should have just decided not to do it. And in the latest version of this stuff, which is TTK, they have taken out the BG. So they did fix some of it. But as far as I know, they haven't fixed this problem with dirty rectangles because they don't even have a canvas class in TTK. And I guess it's because the problem with the canvas is in the underlying TK GUI system that tkenter just links to, if I'm understanding how this works. Anyway, the other thing that's necessary is whenever we configure the text window to change its background color, we have to change its select background color, which is this. That's a blue. That's a select background color of blue right now. So I have to match the selection color to the background color so that when you click on something, you don't see that it's a text window. So I'm just hiding the fact that it's a text window. And then because it's a text window, if we do want to draw a background image to it, we have to do it in a special way. The text widget uses the image_create method. A really annoying feature of the text widget is also that it does not place by width and height in pixels. It places by width and height in font size. Who the fuck's idea was this? So when you say, give me a width of 24 or 25 in a TK text, it means give me a width of 25 characters. And so your next question is obviously, what font are we talking about? And does it change with the font? And does it change, like if I change the font after I've loaded it in, does that change the size of? Yeah, those are all a lot of really good questions, aren't they? Because that's a really stupid way to fucking do it. Really stupid way to do it. I understand that it's like convenient when you're slapping shit together real quick and you're like, I just need a text window and I'm gonna keep the user limited to 25 characters, so width 25. When you give a shit about what kind of interface you're making, this is just stupid. that it's defined by the spacing of a Unicode font, apparently, right? Or not Unicode, monotype font, right? It's got to have monospace, rather. Monospacing. Every letter has to have the same width to it for the system to work. It's just dumb as fucking balls is what it is. And you know what? They do have a TTK text thing. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look at if the new text window does it in a way that's not stupid, because I'll probably have to, as long as it still fixes the dirty redraw thing, it would reduce the number of things that I have to do here, and considerations I have to make if you can just place a text window by its pixels like literally every other fucking widget, these morons. But so that's the difference. That's why when we're linking to the inner, and I drag this, there's no like weird, stretching. there's some stuttering because we've got so much printing going on to the canvas right there, so it might look like it's stretching occasionally, but that's just the stuttering because we're outputting so much stuff here, and that fucks with the refresh speed of a window. Plus, we're live streaming at the same time, so I can make it look like, but you can see that there's a huge difference between this, and if I go back over here, and I Control Z, and we load it back up, this. It's got a tail end to it, right? Now, it's not really that big of a deal because once there's an image applied... Oh god, we've got that problem again? Are you fucking kidding me? Wow, okay. I'm gonna have to write down that I've got that bug separately back. But so once you've got images applied, you can see that there's no like stuttering or tailing or anything like that. But I would really like my system to work whether you've got skins on your stuff or you don't. I would really much prefer that. So yeah, let me look at this. We've got this problem, which is it's a problem where it's because you're leaving, and so it doesn't redraw the frame again, but I had solved it before, and let's see if I can't resolve it right now. So hey, I happen to be at the draggable. Right there. The way that I had solved it was to use a union. So, is there a union nearby? Am I in draggable? I am. Using the union of the last position and current position ensures final redraw of the just exited siblings. So why isn't that working anymore? I'm going to print both of these to see if they're the same, if it's a problem that the last geometry is not actually different than the new geometry. So, just drag something, and then see 247, 246. It is changing. No, so that's not the problem. So maybe the problem isn't in draggable anymore. That'll be a much deeper problem to solve then. God damn it, I keep having, like, the bugs come back as I'm changing things and reformatting and stuff. So I got a bug, and the bug is, coffee stains are back on, siblings, atop siblings, when exiting quickly. Alright, brought that back. So my main part of this project right now that I'm on, and it's the scroll window stuff is the most difficult. And last time I feel like I hacked it together and got it working, but it was inelegant and probably prone to bugs and stuff, and I want to do it right this time. So I'm taking a lot more time and putting a lot more thought into it. And so my next big move here, I've just moved it all up to the top, is to try and solve this issue of the stretching widget by creating a class that is direct down to the canvassable. Right now, the way things are set up is that we've got the canvassable class, but usually the way that you access it is through a combination of a frameable, which has an inner, which contains the canvassable, and a skinnable. So my skinning thing that handles all of the images and the being able to skin, map different images to things. And we put this frameable together, and the frameable provides a frame in which the canvas is wrapped, and that doesn't really solve the problem, actually. Because things are being attached to the frame as opposed to the canvas that we've custom made to fix TK's problem. So what I'm going to try and do is actually merge all this together, get rid of the frame entirely, and create a class that just, when you attach to it, you're attaching directly to the canvas surface. And that will be the sort of base class, the lowest class for attaching images to. So that's what I've written here. The skinnable canvasable is a canvasable plus a skinnable that serves as a root parent. It is the absolute bottom as far as the render engine is concerned. We will use it as the trough in a scroll bar, so it needs to, at least extensions on the class, children derived from the class, need to support mouse over, left click, click held, and middle click bindings. And that's why I'm asking myself, should I make my widgets into mix-ins? MRO is brittle and shitty, so maybe not. But that's over here. If we look at, here's a holdable, which is basically what most scroll bars are. If I turn this into a mix-in, then I could just attach it to the new structure when I make it. But, like I say in the to-do list, it's brittle, it's shitty, it's a solution that, once you get it in place, it feels like fine china, and you never want to breathe on it again. Other aspects of the skinnable canvasable could be a 0 frame replacement for backgroundable. That's where I'm hoping to go with it. For the sake of drag and cursor configurations, so when we pop this open, you'll notice that my cursor turns into a pirate ship. It turns into arrows in all directions, and if I click anywhere on the background, I can drag it. That's because we've got a frame. We've got a TK frame that's wrapping the whole thing. When I get rid of the frame, then anything that I mouse over that's within the frame will also... I'm having a lot of trouble breathing. will also be affected by this code. So my idea for fixing that is written right here, but I need to stop live streaming pretty much immediately. I can't breathe. We stopped Clustertuck for a reason, and we can't replace it with Python. So meet me back here this Sunday at 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Oh, God, pawing out.